Great evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of the Coach's Corner. My name is Nikia O'Shea. I am one of the senior members on this team. And thank you for taking some time to spend a few life-changing moments with us. If you don't have any background noise, we'd love for you to take yourself off mute. If you do have background noise, then do me a favor. By all means, remain on mute. I want to share something with you today. So I always try to share things with you that I encounter myself in my day-to-day actions in corporate America. Okay. So today, there's a hard truth. You will have a hard time building a successful business with low self-esteem. I'm going to repeat that. You will have a hard time building a successful business with low self-esteem. Some of you don't realize that abundance is your birthright. Some of you don't realize that dramatic wealth is also your birthright. Some of you don't realize the power that you have in your business. Some of you don't realize the posture that you carry when you are trying to present your business. Some of you walk around deflated. Some of you walk around dejected. I need you to change that. The young man that's going to bring the information to us tonight, he loves to share and shift mindsets. He loves to create opportunities to show people that there is another door, another level. He loves to share a financial vehicle that can teach you how to have time freedom and financial freedom. He is dedicated, determined, dependable. He is the one and only Coach Sonic Jones. He is a master trainer, mentor, and seven-figure earner in this industry. He has over 25 years experience, and I am going to bring him to the front of the room. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready. Thank you so much for that warm introduction. That was a lot of accolades that you shared. I feel like I need to cut a check right now. That was
the black card will work. The black card. Just give me your black.
The black card.
I'm truly honored, and I appreciate that warm introduction. And thank all of you for joining us on this evening's edition of the Coach's Corner. Man, as y'all, some of y'all were here early, and I love that join us early. We get to have a little fun. I feel a lot better this week, so I was able to bring my personality back, and I was happy about that, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to tell you that it's you, man. It's the people. When the people are good to me, I get an opportunity to be good to the people. And I really want to, take this moment in time to thank y'all. Thank y'all for reaching out, those that reached out, those that allowed me to vent, those that, got on me. Because Nikia, in your introduction today, man, you shared some very poignant words. You were point as always, and I truly appreciate you for the knowledge that you bring. And when you say that sometimes people get deflated and some of the words that you use, I you know me, I'm probably one of the most transparent individuals that that hits me as well. And we all need those pick-me-ups, right? And so I thank you. I thank you for all that you do, and I thank each of you for all that you do in your continued ability to get on these calls every week with myself and just bring the best out of me. So thank y'all, and welcome today. We're going to talk about some business again tonight. And I leave others to talk about a lot of different things. I was talking to one of the partners earlier, and he was telling me how he appreciates this training because I make things kind of universal. So I'm not just always just talking about a specific product or the company in general, but really giving you guys a chance to take knowledge that you can literally use anywhere in life. Any other company, if you ever chose to go anywhere. I don't know why you would, but the knowledge is universal, and I come from that background where, as Nakia said, being in this industry for over 30 years, I've been a part of a few different companies, and I've been able to glean information from some multi-millionaires, and sit at their feet and really just take notes and watch and observe and be in the presence of, and not that I'm great, but that's what we get to do here on the Coaches Corner. And it's one of the reasons why I try to make this open for everybody, because we all get a chance to learn from each other. So again, thank y'all all for joining us tonight. Let's get into tonight's training. As this training comes from a different place. It's a little weird where it came from. Now, I wanna start by saying this. I know we got a lot of people that have been well, you know what? Within the last week, since the last time we spoke, we've kind of really launched some new products at GoDasana. Anybody enjoying the new products? Anybody get
Yes.
their hands on some Go sticks?
Yes, mine came yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't wait to get me some.
Listen,
I placed my order today.
I've been making these inhalers for quite a while. I mean, I would make things for Nakia. I would make some for me as well. And so the fact that corporate put them out and labeled them and everything else, it gives me a break, so I don't have to make my own anymore. And we get to share in the luxury of Alexandra Brighton's creations. She formulates things specifically for certain reasons. She's got a lot more knowledge than me, so we got some new products. I'm excited about those. I know a lot of people are excited about those, and in that excitement, a lot of people have been going after customers with our new Go Stick launch and running towards earning a position, with those launches and with those customers, running towards some just financial goals or whatever it is, really trying to get some things, and especially things lined up before boot camp. Anybody been enjoying the launch and trying to get those customers and trying to maybe get to a position?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I want y'all to know
Yeah.
that's great. Like, really, I'm being sincere when I'm telling you that's great. But you know me, I'm going to bring it to you raw. Can anyone recite the 5-word phrase that I teach you to embed in your system when it comes to business?
long-term
Long-term.
residual income.
Residual income.
Say it again.
Say it again, Nakia.
Long-term residual income.
Forgot the
Sustainable, long-term
sustainable.
residual income.
Sustainable.
For those that did
I
not
don't
say,
know.
and for those of you smart enough to be taking notes, please write these 5 words down. And we're going to get it right, because some of y'all didn't even get it right. But it's all good. I appreciate the effort. It is long-term, sustainable, residual income.
Yes.
Long-term, sustainable, residual income.
I can't write it down, Coach, but I got you.
Well, yeah, you don't write, Isaac.
I'll send you the note, Isaac. I got you, brother.
Now that's important when it comes to running a business. It's this long-term sustainable residual income that will pay your bills month after month after month. Because how many people know that your bills still come in every month, right?
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately,
You
I
don't
tried to
know.
knock my mailbox down, but it didn't work.
Absolutely. Them bills will keep coming in. They don't care about anything, right? And so we need to make sure that we're in a position where we have that long-term sustainable income. I also have a travel business. I absolutely love. I've been doing travel for 15 years. I don't listen to people that say you can't do more than one thing, because I can, and I do. And what's crazy is, as I was checking my emails today, it says, "Here's your travel commission," and it's great because that travel commission came in from some travel agents that I put in years ago that are still booking travel. So even while I'm doing something else, that long-term sustainable residual income, that travel money hits every 2 weeks, right? I was gonna say every month, but it hits every 2 weeks, right? The money from my travel business still hits every week. Long-term sustainable residual income, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to really understand how key this is. Now, here's the news flash that some of you don't really want to hear. You can't really achieve long-term sustainable residual income going after just customers.
Yes, that's right.
So while a lot of us have been focused on doing a launch and trying to get some customers with the go-go sticks and everything else, and again, that's great. I just want you to know from a business standpoint, you can't achieve that by getting a one-time customer. Does that make sense to y'all?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, can you get some of these customers on auto ship? You
Yes,
can.
absolutely.
And you can get those monthly payments from those customers. Absolutely. And that's a great thing. Really, that should be the goal for all your customers. So whenever you get a customer, the goal should be to put them on auto ship. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Now, can you turn some of those customers into business partners?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And that's a great thing. In fact, that really should be the goal for all of your customers, turning them into business partners. And we've talked about some ways for you to do that before, right?
Right.
Yes.
We talked about asking them things like, would you like to learn how to get your products for free? So you get a customer and you start having conversations with them about teaching them how to get their products for free. How many people have their auto ship deducted from the money that they made already?
I do.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I paid for my first order in Green Organics in 2022 with HBN.
All of my products are free. I've never did a withdrawal. I've never out of either company, and I've never paid for any products. And I have just about everything we have.
Well, congratulations, Clarence. I was
Congratulations.
about to say, I can't see you, but you know what, Clarence? The way you came on some of these other calls, I'm scared to ask you to
Don't
turn your
do it. Don't do it.
Don't.
Not even gonna do it.
Yeah. Now's not the time, Coach.
Absolutely. I already know.
You already know.
And so do some of these people on this call. All right. So I was saying,
Respect that. Respect that.
I paid for my first
You
order
know it
coming
ain't no
into
shame in
HBN,
my game.
but I did not have to pay for any of my subsequent orders because I immediately started making money. That should be the goal for all of y'all, right? So you can have a customer and then you can teach your customers or have that conversation about, how would you like to get your orders for free every month, right? You could turn those customers
Right.
into those business partners. Now, you can also talk to them about, what I do with a lot of my customers is I tell them, I say, listen, I have a few rules, here's two of my rules. Number one, I want you to take the products consistently.
Yes.
And then after about 30 days, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to ask you for your honest testimony. Like those that I share with my customers. And I do that for a few reasons. Now, I'll share with you because y'all are not my customers, right? But I do that. Number one, I want them to take it consistently so that they use it, the product up, and will hopefully reorder in 30 days, right? But now also asking them for a testimony. And I asked them, and by the way, I'm truthful. I asked them for their honest testimony. I don't want them to make anything up.
Right.
The thing, 9% of
Mhm.
the testimonies that I've gotten back from people have all been positive. They've all had success. And the only time I get something negative back is when they're not taking it consistently. And I mean, that's how good our products really are. But here's the thing. I then turn around and I say, I appreciate your testimony, but are you aware that my company actually pays people for giving their testimonies to others?
Sorry, Mr. Policeman.
Would you like to find more information on how the testimony that you just gave me, you can share with others and make some money off of that? right? So,
Mhm.
so there's ways that we can turn those go-go stick customers or any customers into long-term business partners. Again, that should be the goal. However, it's when you have committed business partners, people that really want to do the business, that allows for the magic of the duplication to happen, ladies and gentlemen. That's where the real money is made. Does everybody understand that?
Mhm.
Yes.
Good. Now, here's the thing. And by the way, if you yourself, if you are here and when you're just a customer and you're not really here for the business, it's okay. I'm still glad you joined us this evening, right? It's okay.
Mhm.
Not everybody wants to do the business. Not everybody wants to make a lot of money. Some of y'all try the product for somebody and you're really enjoying, what the product is doing, and they may have tricked you into coming to a call like this. It's okay. It's all right. Stay on. All right? But however, if you're here because you want a thriving business and you want to make some money, you're going to have to run your business like a what?
Business.
A
Business.
business.
You have to run your business like a business. Now, in my business, X Factor, right? I got, my team's X Factor. I've been running and owning X Factor since 1997. So in my business, I'm the CEO.
Mhm.
You all have businesses, whether whether you've labeled them or called them something. I know Tommy got Patriot Essentials, Lori got LD3. Like we all have businesses, right? Now, let me ask you this: what position are you in your business, guys?
CEO.
CEO.
Yeah.
CEO.
So, if you're
CEO.
the CEO or the president, etc., I need you to understand part of the responsibility of a CEO is to grow the business, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You are in charge of making the business money. And in doing so, just like any other business, you need others out there selling your business and products to really have success. Now,
Mhm.
we're about to bring this full circle and really start to make you guys think. I want you to think about any other traditional business. Any other traditional business. Let's think of a restaurant, your favorite restaurant. Your favorite restaurant needs staff, right? They need cooks to cook the food, right?
Yes. Yes.
They need waiters to serve the food, to sell the food, right?
Yes.
Restaurant can't make money if nobody's selling the food.
That's right.
It's a business. They have different people that are out there that are in charge of getting the main product out to the consumers so that the consumers are consuming the product and paying for the product and the business can make money. I want
Mhm.
you to really start to now differentiate and start to think about, I don't know, think about a salon owner. The salon owner needs stylists or barbers to sell their skill set of doing hair so that clients are coming through the door and paying, and that business can now make money, right?
Mhm.
Think
Yes.
of an insurance broker, somebody who owns an insurance agency needs insurance agents to sell insurance so that the broker, the agency, the company can make money without any policies going out. Ain't nobody making no money.
Mhm.
Same thing with real estate, right? Real estate brokers need real estate agents to go out there and sell the houses, or no money is being made. The business is not making money. Ladies and gentlemen, you are a business.
Yes.
You need to start really thinking. You need to understand, in you being a business owner, you are the CEO. Your job is to make this money.
Mhm.
Your job is to get the product out. And ideally, yes, it can be just you selling. But I told you, first of all, network marketing is not about a little bit of people selling a lot. It's about a lot of people selling a little bit.
Yes.
Some of
Yes.
y'all overcomplicate this thing, but business is about, you think of any successful business, and we can start thinking of major corporations. We could think of a hospital. all the staff that hospitals have
Oh,
to
yeah.
take care of all the sick so that they can collect the money so that the business can get to, some of y'all are missing this, right? All of these are real businesses, and so is yours. So is yours. So with that said, just like businesses will interview people for the positions to help the business grow,
Mm-hmm.
so do I.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, do you? Are you seriously interviewing people for your business to have the right people working in your business to really help the business grow? You're the CEO, right? You're the CEO. And
Yes.
doing that, I want you to take 3 seconds, just 3. You're not going to take 30. Ask yourself why. Why aren't you doing it? Why am I not doing what other businesses are doing? Some of y'all have jobs. God bless you. And more than likely, you had to do an interview to get that job.
Right.
You ain't gonna show
Yeah.
up and be like, hey, I'm here. No, you had to interview for that job.
Mm-hmm.
Because the owner of that job treats that business like a business. If they do
Mhm.
that, why aren't you?
Hey, Google, turn on living room lights.
Yeah, let's do that, Google. All right. So why aren't you? Why
Sorry.
aren't you? I want you to know I'm in a position, ladies and gentlemen, in my life and in my business where I literally personally pick and choose who I want to work with. Or better yet, who gets to work with me, because it is a privilege.
Right.
Right? I literally interview people, especially the coal market. And I don't have a relationship with them. I don't know much about them and everything else. I need to interview you. I need to find out if this is really going to be a good fit for you and for me. And the question I want you to ask yourself is, have I been doing the same thing? Am I interviewing the people? Or am I just, first of all, am I just accepting anybody and everybody? Some of you are.
Oh, we.
That's how you may choose to run your business. And again, we're going to state, there's not one right way. You can do your business how you want to do your business. I'm just going to share my experiences with you. Does that make sense to y'all?
Yes.
Sir.
Now, when I did a training a few months back, I mentioned that I do something called a game plan interview. Anybody remember that?
Yep.
Okay. I mentioned, honestly, you weren't even on that call. All right, well, listen, I mentioned that I do a game plan interview.
You're a mess.
Some of y'all,
Hey, I think you did it in training too, though. So I
Oh,
remember some.
Jesus. He
I
might
about
not have
game
been on
plan.
a call, but at least he was paying attention,
I
Coach.
let
You got to give him that.
play, Isaac. I'm gonna let you slide on this one. But some of y'all took notes on, me talking about this game plan interview, and look, some of y'all didn't. It's okay. But I know there's 2 people on here, 2 people on the call tonight that was on that call when I talked about doing that game plan interview. That did. They took notes, and just recently, this week, they came to me and said, Coach, we put together some interview questions, and we was wondering if you would take a look and give us your feedback on the questions. First of all, I was honored that they even considered me to seriously dissect their questions and give my feedback. That was truly an honor. But I loved their questions so much. And they were very much like the questions that I use on my game plan interview, that I asked them, would they be willing to share the questions that they came up with that they're using to interview their new business partners with y'all tonight, so that you can get a glimpse of what these 2 leaders concocted on their own. And so, if you will allow me, I want to introduce these 2 champions to you now. As I got a phone call from Tommy Waldron and Mr. Rasan Owens. Now, here's the thing. Rasan right now is in the middle of the ocean somewhere on a cruise. But this man went and paid for an internet package, not because he wanted to keep in touch with family, not because he wanted to update social media, because he said, "Oh, you gonna talk about this on the Coach's Corner call? I'm getting an internet package," and I
Wow.
would say, thank you. That shows us another level of leadership from you, Rasan. And so I'm honored that you would even do that to be on this call tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I could introduce and have them unmute themselves, Tommy Waldron and Rasan, are y'all here, gentlemen?
Whoop, whoop.
I'm here,
Yes,
Coach.
sir.
All right, perfect. So
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir. Thank you so much for being on and taking time away from your family and your vacation time. Because Lord knows it is 9:30 at night where I am, and when I'm on vacation, that may be celebration time. So thank you, sir. Thank you for that. And Tommy, the same with you. Well, you was probably celebrating earlier, Tommy. You don't care, but
I'm always on vacation, bro.
no, man, but I'm super honored to have you guys on here tonight. And again, I want to, in front of everybody, thank you for just having the wherewithal just to even come to me. I'm truly honored that you would say, "Hey, can we get your opinion on this and your coach and your guidance, and let us know if you think these are some great questions." And I told you, I said, "Man, I think your questions are absolutely spot on. As a matter of fact, they pretty much match up by 85% with the questions that I ask on my game plan interview." And so I asked y'all, would y'all be willing to share so that these other people may have an opportunity to possibly write some questions down that they may use to interview people as they're bringing new perspective business partners on board. Uh-oh, hold on a second. So with that being said, Rasan, I know you're on vacation, sir. Do you happen to have your list of questions at all?
I do.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to
I
do,
do.
Tommy, you have those questions in front of you as well.
Yes, sir. That's how we roll.
All right. So what I want to do, man, is let's kind of go, one by one and ask the question, give the people an opportunity to write down the questions if they choose to, and they so desire, they're smart enough to, whatever the case is, as you put together what we call a show to plan interview outline. And so question number one, Rasan, what is your question number one that you are asking your prospective partners?
My question number one is, are you looking for something full-time or part-time?
Are you looking for something full-time or part-time? Ladies and gentlemen, do you think that's something that you should probably know when you're bringing somebody on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great question. You can't, and here's the thing, guys, we can't guide people if we don't know where they are and what they desire. So this is really the purpose of somebody asking these questions. So are you looking for something full-time or part-time? That's gonna determine a mindset automatically on what they're looking to do. You have some people that are unemployed, and they may have come to you and they're saying, "Well, I saw your ad for working from home," or whatever the case is, and not understanding that this is a business and not a job. And so we definitely got to get in the mindset right away of what is it that you're actually looking for, and is it realistic as well. So then we're going to need to kind of know their time schedule. So full time, part time, we definitely want to know that. Great intro question, Tommy. Disappear. There you go, Tommy. What's
I'm
question
here,
number two for you, man?
What do you currently do for a living?
What do you do for a living? This is important because. Well, you know what, Tommy, let me get your critique on this. I don't want to talk and take over. Why is this an important question for you?
Because for me, I want to know, if you tell me what you do for a living, I can kind of get a feel for the lifestyle that you've had or are having.
Mm-hmm.
What things that you like, you desire. Are you in the job because that's the only job that you could find, or are you there because that's what you truly desire to do? So it gives me, that answer will actually give me more about them than they actually have to say to me.
Okay.
I like add to that. Sometimes it's great to really find out what a person does. because they may be in the field that we're in. For instance, you may be talking to a nurse, right? You may be talking to a doctor, you may be talking to an educator, you may be talking to a master trainer. Like sometimes we don't know, especially when we're dealing with co-market. And so finding out their background will also begin to lead us.
Got your wallet?
Yeah, I
we
got my wallet.
absolutely.
I got mine too.
Sorry about that. All right. So, but that will give you information on the background of the individual and how they may actually fit into what we're doing, right? It's great, man. Sometimes educators are really, really good because they'll be able to teach others. Some of us are really scared to get in front of people and talk and teach, but an educator does that. A teacher does that every day, right? So finding out what a person does is a great question that gives you a lot of insight on how they may fit into what we're looking to do. Number 3, Rasan, what's your question number 3?
Have you ever done anything in health and wellness or entrepreneurship before?
Have you ever done anything in health and wellness or in entrepreneurship? Have you ever been an entrepreneur and everything else? Why is that an important question for you, Rasan?
Well, it's important because I could see if they have any type of network marketing experience or if they're familiar with health and wellness with some of our products and products that we have and services that we have for the company. So yeah, it does give me an idea of what they know about network marketing, business, or anything in that field, in that business modules.
Absolutely. And also, sometimes people, while they won't admit it, if they've never been an entrepreneur, never owned a business, never been in our industry before, they may still have in the back of their mind, I wonder if that's one of those pyramid things, right? Asking this question can give you some insight on where their mind may be, so that you can also begin to make sure we're putting the right information in their brain and teaching them right off the bat, and learning how to handle any potential objections that may come up. All right. Question number 4, Tommy, what you got?
If money and time were not an obstacle, what would your ideal lifestyle look like? Mind you, this is on a call or a Zoom to where we can either hear or see physical activity, body language. And I want to know, without restrictions and obstacles, if they could live their greatest life, what would it look like?
Or in person. We don't want to rule out in person game plan interviews as well.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, good stuff. I love that, man. I love that. That is a great and important question. Rasan, what you got for question number 5, champ?
Why are you exploring something like this?
Hold on one second. Just in the chat, I see Gwen is asking to repeat the question really quick. Gwen, question number 4 was, if money and time were no issue, what would your ideal lifestyle look like? All right. Number 5, I'm sorry, Rasan, you said, why are you, say your question again.
Why are you exploring something like this?
Why is that an important question to you, champ?
Well, it's important to me because I like to see what was the shift from either a traditional business or working in the in the work environment. What was that shift that made you want to look for something like this in this business market that we're in today? Why are you seeking entrepreneurship or wanting to start your own business? Trying to find out your why. Pretty much.
Okay. And we all know how important that is. We all know how important finding out what a person's why is. It's actually one of the questions on my game plan interview. So again, like you hit, man, probably 85 to 90% of the stuff that I have on mine. All right, great. Where are we at? Number 6, Tommy?
What is your target income goal monthly? And I specifically, actually, I don't know if it was me or Rasan, but because we do things monthly, is where most people focus.
Okay.
You know, because people say, oh, well, I make X amount a month, whether you got VA disability or whatever, or your job, the job, just over broke. You know, some people get paid weekly, some people get paid bi-weekly, but ultimately your bills are counted and calculated monthly. So I think that monthly is a target, because if you can hit your target, you can cut the rope.
Everybody doesn't understand your colloquialisms, Tommy. When you say cut the rope, what does that mean to you?
Cut the rope. How much money is it going to take for you to walk away from whatever you're doing, trading your time for money, or from the job, or from whatever it is you're doing? What is your number? Cut the rope to where you don't need anything but what you're bringing in residually, long-term sustainable residual income.
Absolutely. And listen, guys, let me say this really quick. As we talk, I want y'all to understand we're not knocking jobs. Jobs are very important, ladies and gentlemen. But my job when I'm working with somebody, when I'm coaching them, when you know we have that intimate relationship where I get that opportunity to spend time with you, my job is not to necessarily make you walk away from your job, but it's to give you the option. It's to give you the option to do that if you chose to do that. Some people love their job. Some people stay with their job or have to stay with their job for insurance purposes. You know, they may have a sick spouse or something like that. And so we want y'all to understand globally. When I say globally, I mean Tommy and Rasan, we're not knocking jobs or anything like that. We understand how valuable they are. However, when we're talking business, it is, and this is for the replay as well, Tommy. When we're talking business, it's my job to when I'm working with people, what can I do to give you the option to work with your job? And if I've done that, if I've created that option, then I've done my job. All right. Let's go with number 7, Rasan.
How many hours a week are you realistically willing to invest to achieve that goal?
So we wanted to know how much they wanted to make on a monthly basis. And now you're asking, how many hours are you realistically willing to invest to achieve that goal? Why is that an important question to you, Rasan?
You want to know their motivation. You want to know if they're hardworking.
Yes, sir.
Or if they're lazy. You want to know if you're going to have that kind of person on your team that's going to be lazy, or not going to do the work, or not motivated. You want to know where their head is at that time.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Tommy, let's go with number 8, bro.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about creating a new stream of income in the next 30 days?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about creating a new stream of income in the next 30 days? And you have some key words in that question. Talk to me about why that question is important to you, champ.
I'm going to pass that on to Rasan because he actually developed that question.
Okay.
Okay. You just want to know how serious are they? How committed are they in accomplishing those tasks? You want to know their level of commitment.
I do want to piggyback on that though, real quick, Coach. Last week, as I was doing this interview, and I have a new business partner on her way in, that I asked that question to, and she said 40 to 45 hours a week. She already does, from the earlier question, she has a full-time job that she puts in 40 to 45 hours a week. So she is willing to put in 40 to 45 hours a week to accomplish the freedom that this will bring versus what she's doing now won't. And she has a target goal that I'm not going to share here, but she is willing to do what's needed to do. And I think that's why Rasan probably developed that, because on top of what you already doing, what are you willing to do for this to get to that cut the rope?
Also, you want to engage their time and readiness. You want to know if they how far are you from closing this person?
Mhm.
You know, if they're really ready to start within 30 days, you know, are they willing to get started with you right away so they could develop this income within 30 days? So it's kind of leading to closing as well.
Okay. And I love the fact that you put in the next 30 days. And I want to call you guys' attention to something really quick, because Tommy said something that probably I saw some eyes go, you know, like really start bulging. Tommy said this lady already works 40 to 45 hours a week, but she's willing to put in 40 to 45 hours a week in her business. Some people are like, how is that possible? Like, I get home from my job and I'm exhausted. Anybody feel like that? Like, I'm tired, I'm whooped, and you think I'm gonna put in another 8 hours on my business? First of all, not everybody's going to do that. No, not everybody's going to make that sacrifice. But I want to call you something of what I used to teach, where we have what we call weekend warriors, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so that doesn't mean that you're going to work 8 hours at a job and then you're going to come work 8 hours of your business. Some people don't come home and work 2, 3, 4 hours, you know, in nighttime after work or whatever. But on the weekends, they're going to go banoodles, as I like to say, right? They're gonna lose their mind. They're gonna put that work and that time in to make their dreams happen. That's a sacrifice. Anybody here know something about sacrificing?
Yes.
Yeah. It's key. It's key. And I tell my people, when you work with me and you're serious, I let you know up front, it's gonna be uncomfortable. In order for you to achieve what you told me you wanted, so I asked you how much you want to make. I asked you the time frame that you're willing to make it and things like that. And I'm going off of what you gave me. I'm not making these things up. And I let people know, based on this, oh, you want to be at, you know, 10,000 a month in the next 18 months? Is it possible? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you're going to sacrifice for it. Nakia, when we first met,
I was just typing it.
Uh-oh.
share it, Nakia.
Woo. So Coach Sonic, one of his questions is, are you coachable? Like, that's his number one question. And then he will ask you how he can coach you, because with women, we are emotional, men are logical. Okay. So he would say to me, you need to leave your feelings in the car. I'm not in this for your feelings. I'm in this for your pockets.
Could you
And
say that
so-
again, Coach Nakia? Could you please say that again? Some people need to hear that.
Coach Sonic, he tells you, I'm in this for your pockets, not your feelings. So he would tell you to leave your he would tell me, leave your feelings in the car. I'm in this for your pockets, not your feelings. And so with me coming from corporate America, it was, and let me just be honest, being an alpha female, it was hard for me to die to this way of doing things in network marketing, because it was my first project. So that was hard. So Coach Sonic is the type, if you don't listen, he will take his hands off you. So he stopped working with me. And I'm like, wait a minute, why is my phone dry? Why is he not calling me to help me? Like, what is going on? But I wasn't coachable. I wanted to do it my way. I didn't want to work the system. So it's a real thing, you guys. These questions, these interview questions, they are so real, and they do determine what type of leader, that's what they're looking for, just being honest, what type of leader you're going to be. And if you are going to really do this business for what it's worth, or if you're just going to play around. So true leaders, documented earners, they will take their hands off of you. Just being honest. That's it, Coach.
All right. Well, listen, with that being said, let's go ahead to number 9, Rasan. What's your question number 9, sir?
On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your desire to learn?
Hmm. Wow. Listen, that's going to I need to know how serious you are. I need to know how committed you are. And then what Nakia just said, how coachable you are. Well, why is that the question important to you? Sorry, I should have went there first, Rasan.
You just answered it, Coach.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. You want to know if they're coachable.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want to know if they're coachable.
Some people come in here and feel like they know how to do it. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. That was me when I first got started in network marketing. I've told some of y'all my story before. I'm not gonna go into a whole big story now, but I was a senior in college. I was a biology major with a full scholarship to med school. I was the smartest one I knew. I was graduating cum laude, right? And I ran into these gentlemen who were making about $30,000 a month, and I'm like, y'all are dumb as rocks. That's how I felt. I didn't say it out loud, but I'm like, and from an education standpoint, I really was like, there's no comparison. Like, I know I'm smarter than y'all, but they were making the type of money that I wanted to make. And so I decided to get involved in network marketing, and I flat out failed because I thought I knew everything, but I didn't know the system. I didn't know what I didn't know. And it was not until I began, and Nakia said this earlier, and I don't know if people caught on to it or really truly understood, but I had to die to my own experience, right? She had to die to her. We had to be willing to put everything down and become coachable and realize somebody has something that they can teach us, but we have to be willing to learn how to do it the right way and not just our way. And so this question right here, Rasan, really hits on getting that answer. And so great question. Tommy, let's close it out with question number 10.
All right. And I got to be honest, this question I didn't come up with on my own. I gleaned it from other coaching calls and teachings. But I thought that it's very relative to follow up with what Rasan just said is how will it, and this is important because it was important to me to piggyback off of you and Nakia's story about having to just, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your willingness to change the things that you need to in order for you to be successful in this business? And I am a victim of my own question. That's why I feel it's so relevant.
Say it one more time.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your willingness to change what's required or what's necessary to be successful in your business or in this business? And I had somebody actually tell me, man, I ain't changing nothing about how I believe in right. Okay, what would you like to buy? Because I'll sell to anybody, but I don't work with just everybody.
There it is right there. That's what we call a mic drop moment almost. But
that's right. Scratch them off the list.
Where I was, man, in the beginning, I wasn't really willing to change. I thought I knew it all. And it wasn't until I was ready to quit. And my coach came along and not literally, my bad, but he spanked me. Like he told me everything I was doing wrong. I was like, yo, this gotta be a scam. I think y'all lying and everything else. And I had to rethink everything because these gentlemen had what I desired. I saw the checks. I saw the money. And I had to be willing to become coachable in order for me to start having success. And I will tell you this. Once I accepted that, everything in my business changed. Everything. I literally was a 22, 23-year-old making more money than I ever thought I was going to make, especially at that age. And the great thing about it is it was that long-term sustainable residual income. So boy, I was spending it up and it was coming right back the next month. It was a great thing. It was a great thing. And it still is to this day, ladies and gentlemen. So those are 10 questions that these two leaders came up with that they're using to interview people to get an idea of what the real relationship is about to be with their new prospective business partners. Did anybody here find any value in any of these questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Of course,
Yeah.
of
Yes,
course.
definitely.
Did anybody
Definitely.
here take notes on these questions?
Yes.
Sure
Yes.
did.
Absolutely.
Yes.
As much as I can.
All right.
Yes,
And listen, in the
yes.
chat, by the way, Coach Charlotte said these are questions, they're not just for new members, they're for all of us too, including
That's
me.
true. I agree.
So, man, I want to thank both Tommy and Rasan for basically coming up with today's training, but sharing, first of all, sharing the fact that they listened to the trainings that I've been doing. When I've talked about interviewing people, when I've talked about running business like a business, when I talk about doing game plan interviews with people, and they said, we're going to come up with our own questions. And by the way, for those that don't know, these two gentlemen ain't in each other's money line. They ain't got nothing to do with each other as far as business, but they are like-minded leaders, like-minded champions. And they didn't need nobody to put a title on them to say that.
Great.
Love it.
Amazing.
What? My bad. But these two champions came together and they came up with these questions, and I asked them humbly, would they be willing to share these questions with y'all? Because I believe in the power of these questions, and I know what they could do for them. I know what they've done for me doing my interviews, and I knew what it could do for you if you chose to do that. And so, with that being said, for everybody that's on the call, if you were driving, right? If you didn't have an opportunity to take down all of the questions, we're going to actually share these 10 questions with you so that you have them. And if you choose to use them, it's totally on you. If you choose to do it your way, it's totally on you. There's no one way to do anything, right? But we're going to share this with you. And so for those that have been faithful and are in the Coach's Corner chat, because you were on every single week, and you got in before we closed the chat, we're going to put it in the chat. And if you're not in the chat, you can still get a copy. You can ask me or Rasan or Tommy. Don't ask Rasan right now. Let him enjoy his vacation, right? But you can ask one of us to share it with you, and we'll make sure that we'll get it for you. And if you're watching the recording and you have no idea who we are, find out who we are, and we'll get these questions to you after we ask them to you. All right, but no, I appreciate y'all joining us. But because of time, we're going to get ready to wrap up. But Tommy and I, we were talking earlier today, and he did say, Coach, if you don't mind, there is just one other bit of advice that I'd like to share with people, if you don't mind. And I'm like, I don't even need to know what it is, bro. You're more than welcome. So Tommy, you said you had something that you wanted to talk to the people about. So I'm gonna give you the floor, sir.
Yes, sir, I do, and I appreciate that. And before I get into that, I want to let you know how honored I am about allowing me to be a part of the coaching call with this system. And you make more of an impact than you realize. People
Amen.
might not say it, but trust me,
Yes.
you are impacting. So it's hot. It is hot. I don't know where everybody lives. I live in Texas. Most people know that. However, we are having a mild winter, a summer, even though I wish it was winter, even though we're in the 100s. It's hot here. You see, I drink water by the gallons because I know that's what it takes to survive in the desert. And not that I live in the desert, but anyway, the past, we do what we do. if you are taking products, supplements, as you should be, or need to be, you're going to need to drink water. And if you're not drinking enough water, it's not just about Coach Will talking about in the in the accountability groups about doing waterboarding challenges, 64 ounces a day or whatever. Reality is you need to drink about a gallon of water a day. If you're on supplements, you need to do more than that, because Texas heat kills people. I don't know about where y'all live, but I know there's some beautiful people on here that I have met, and I want to see y'all again. And there's some people on here that I have not met, and I do want to meet you. So hydration is the lubricant for your life. Please, please, please hydrate. I know you don't like it. I know it gets old. It tastes blah, blah, blah. Throw some oils in it. Do whatever you need to do. All of the citrusy oils we can use to flavor our water. And Coach Sonic, I am going to throw you under the bus just a little bit here, and I apologize for that.
Go ahead, bro.
You need to get some water intake, because what you had said to me earlier seriously concerned me enough to where I messaged your wife. And I want you to know, and I want them to know that matters to me. So do the things, man. You're a stubborn male, as most males are. And I heard Nakia say earlier that males are rational. I want to ad lib on that and say most males are rational. All females are emotional, but most males are rational. And if you don't have your health, your wealth won't matter.
Well, I appreciate
That's all
that.
I got to say, boss.
But just for those that may not know, man, I was getting ready to talk to Tommy to let him know that he was going to be on the spot today, and I wanted him to share these questions. And I did. I had to take a break, man. I got really dizzy out of nowhere, and he told me to go immediately check my blood pressure and told me to start drinking water. He's showing off right now with his little gallon to his throat. But yeah, so yes, Tommy did get on me. But I know it's because he cares. And so I appreciate you, Tommy. Thank you so much for forcing me to go up, take my blood pressure, take a little break and rest, and hydrate myself. Rasan sent the message saying there's something that he would like to say as we close this call out. So go ahead, Rasan, the mic is yours, sir.
After you answer all the questions, after your suspect answers all the questions, try to recap, connect the answers to the opportunity. So you can recap to say, so from what you shared, you want to earn an extra $1,000 a month so you can cut back on hours at work and have some more time with your family. That's exactly what our system is designed to do. And you can actually help close that person, show them the plan to close the person out. What, if that's required at the time.
Absolutely. And that's your goal, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, the purpose of this interview, outside of really picking and choosing who you want to work with, is to get enough information about the person to find out their whys, find out their desires. In my game plan interview, it's really when I looked through it earlier and I was doing question comparison, like I'm literally asking who, what, where, why, when, those 5 W's, right? Of a person, so that I can get enough information okay, to guide them, get enough information to watch this, to use things against them when they get ready to quit. When I know their whys, when I know, who their children are or who's important to them. That's one of my questions that's in there that's not, wasn't in there. But I can use that information to say, you remember when we first met and you told me that, your mother, is getting older and you wanted to spend whatever they wrote down. I get to use this information in an interview to then later motivate them, to keep them on track. And I get to also know the person that I'm dealing with. They get to learn the person that they're about to deal with. And again, we get to see if there's a good match. So I appreciate you gentlemen for sharing these questions with us today. These are Coach Sonic approved, and I hope that everybody watching got something out of this as well. With that being said, we're going to hold all questions till after this recording, but we're going to close out by saying seriously, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you're now more well equipped to take your business to the next level, and we appreciate you. We'll join you on the next Coach's Corner next week. God bless you guys and have a great night.